What's up with the MSI Claw? The model you're seeing was released in early 2024 and is now often referred to as the original MSI Claw, to differentiate it from the newer model that was announced to be released recently for January 2025. The new MSI Claw 8 AI Plus offers improvements in screen, performance, and battery compared to the original. Keep watching to see what's been changed later on in the video. So how does the original fare in today's market after not being out longer than a year? Is it still worth getting? The MSI Claw was designed to bring PC gaming on the go, offering a blend of performance and portability, and to compete with similar handhelds like the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck. Despite its relatively short time on the market, the device has already seen newer iterations. Many people would agree that it was much needed. But did MSI rush the Claw's initial release? The answer to that is probably yes. It seems to run similar to that of the Steam Deck, but with some selected games running a little better. The performance of the original Claw seems quite poorly optimized, and that's partly due to the Intel chipset it has in it. Most handhelds are running some form of the AMD processor. MSI going with Intel wasn't the expected choice. NVIDIA and AMD have been making processors for gaming for longer than Intel. This MSI Claw seems like it's Intel's way of trying to make a name for itself in the handheld gaming market. When you consider that aspect, you can understand how the initial release would have some issues. Perhaps it would have been accepted better if it was released a year earlier, as the price point doesn't quite match the performance for the market today. That's not to say Intel haven't been listening to consumers. The Claw's only been out a matter of months, and they're already working on making the device more compatible with more games. The announcement of the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus has a lot of people excited too. It seems to address a lot of disadvantages the original has. We'll take a look at them in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at some of the main talking points from the MSI Claw. First off, it's well ventilated with vents for fans on the back. However, it can still manage to overheat with graphic-intensive games, leading to games crashing. Although it doesn't happen much, it's still an issue. The battery itself is a decent 53 watt-hours, which sounds great in theory, but it doesn't seem to work as smoothly with the Intel chipset. It lasts around 2 hours on high settings, which is very similar to others on the market like Legion Go or the Asus Ally. You can get a few hours longer on Super Saver mode, but this will hinder the performance dramatically. The SSD seems to be slower than its competitors too, especially when it comes to downloads and running files. On the flip side, the ergonomics and grips are actually very good. The pad is designed similarly to the Xbox controller, and it does fit nicely in your hands without getting tiring after long uses. Definitely a plus there. Resolution isn't the best on this handheld either. But the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus updated model has a lot of improvements. With a better screen, as indicated in the title, it will be 8 inches. It'll also feature an updated joystick, fixed bumpers, 2 USB-C ports instead of 1, Intel Lunar Lake CPU that's supposed to have up to 50% more GPU power than the original MSI Claw. Similar to the ROG Ally X, the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus will have an 80 watt-hour battery, which is much more promising. The significant improvements are much needed for it to compete in today's market. If we take a look at the specs on the original, we can see the difference. It has an Intel Core Ultra processor, which has many questioning its motive. But it still offers a decent performance for some demanding games despite this. The Claw features a 7-inch IPS touchscreen with a 1920 by 1080 resolution and a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate. For graphics, it utilizes Intel Arc graphics. It comes with 16 GB of RAM and various storage options, typically ranging from 512 GB to 1 TB SSDs. One of the best things about its design is the Cooler Boost technology, which keeps the system cool during intense gaming sessions. But it's not perfect and can still overheat as discussed earlier. The Claw also has a 6,000 mAh battery lasting a couple of hours with intensive gaming. The specs aren't bad. It's more so the price point and the processor that most people are concerned about. The processor with Intel doesn't seem to work as smoothly when compared to other handhelds of its price. The Steam Deck is still a market leader when it comes to price for performance. Other options are definitely worth considering if you're new to handheld gaming. Check out our other videos of these consoles on our links below, and I will try leave links to all products mentioned below as well. Thanks for watching this video. If you have the MSI Claw, we'd love to hear your experience with it in the comments below. See you in the next one.